is everywhere is inside of us, that we are the individualized expression of that great power. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I don't remember that. So I'm really looking forward to today's talk to get some new ideas, some fresh ideas, some incentive that will help me to remember that. Because I am a co-creator with all that is. And so today is an opportunity to learn some tools for me to figure out how to create my day. So I invite Rev Joy-anne up to share with us, Create Your Day. Bless you. We'll start with the blessing. All right, so all about creating your day. And I'll be sharing with you today 6 more or less new tools. Some of you may have heard of these tools before, but they're really easy, they're fun, and I will share those with you. But before I do that, there was a visitor to New York City, and someone, who was asking, he said, how do I get to Carnegie Hall? Anyone here been to Carnegie Hall? No one, I haven't either. I think we need to go on a road trip to New York City by jet. So here's this man wandering around. He's asking everyone, how do I get to Carnegie Hall? And someone said this answer. You all know it. Practice, 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 right? So this month we were exploring this whole idea of the powerful teachings of science of mind. And that is that we want to practice them because it will provide us with a whole new experience of life that is rich in love and peace and joy and prosperity and abundance and fun and dancing. Gotta say dancing, okay. So more than 2,500 years ago, there was a very holy man that lived. And he actually was here before the Christ. And of course, I spoke about him last week. Who remembers who that was? Buddha, that's right, Buddha. And we don't have our Laughing Buddha here because our Laughing Buddha is at the Wellness Festival. So all of you were invited. We have a booth this year at the Wellness Festival. I taught a class yesterday, and it was fun. So our Laughing Buddha is visiting the Wellness Festival. So this is what he said, exactly his words, Buddha. He said, however many holy words you read, however many holy words you speak, what good will they do, he said, if you do not act upon them? And that action is to practice, practice, practice. And it is both an art and a science. What is the art? What is art? I love this picture she put up there. That is very artistic. Anyone know how to paint that? I don't know if I tried that I would come out looking like that. But it's definitely beautiful, and I love the color. It could be the universe upon universe upon universe, couldn't it? So I love color. So the art is the fluid, and see, look at this picture and see if this describes this piece of art. It's fluid, it's flowing, it's creating, it's feeling, it's passion, it's energy, it's alive. The question is, are we that way? Are we alive? Are we creative, feeling, passionate, energized, alive beings? And if not, then we can make a choice, because every single day and every single minute and every single second is a choice. So that is art, this fluid, passionate, kind of juicy, creative feeling. And what is the science? I love science. I have a degree in science. I love it. So here's what science is. Is it a method, a formula, a repeatable, reliable, systematic thing? It could also be called the law, because we know the law of gravity will work for all of you exactly the same. And our thoughts create. And I love this. Our thoughts create our words create our feelings create our actions, and our actions create our reality. So very powerful to know that. So we're bringing together the science, the art and science of spiritual living. And so during the month of November, we're exploring how to practice that, and that's what I'll be sharing with you this day, today. The 6 spiritual practices, easy, simple, fun, powerful. So last Sunday I invited you to become aware, and we'll do it again today, to become aware if there's any current issue in your life that's going on. Anything that's going on. I'll give you an example. This week I started a little bit of coughing. Anyone ever have a cough? Most of us have had a cough. So in the middle of the cough, what I need to know, what I did know, is that right there, the presence of the divine, the presence of wholeness and health, no matter what is going on. And so just in case I brought cough drops. So you want to know the truth of your being, no matter what's going on. And today we're going to apply that art and science of conscious creation to the challenge by looking at how we can create our day. It's so nice to see you. Welcome. This is Reverend Lana, for those of you who don't know. Yay! So good to see you. So we're going to learn how to create our day every day in a positive, wonderful way. And this is what it'll do for you. I'm going to give you the results first. It will remove blocks. You'll live in the flow. You'll deepen into the higher truths that we explored last week. You will understand your intrinsic worth and value. And you will move into fulfillment. All of that by simply creating, being consciously awake and aware and creating your day. And these 6 practices, well, let's just unveil them right now. So number 1, before I say what number 1 is, I want you to think of the acronym of CREATE. Create. So create, C-R-E-A-T-E. We're going to start with a C, and that is to calm your mind. When a student asked Ramana Maharshi, now Ramana Maharshi was a great Hindu sage, and he taught many, many people. He wrote a book that I have called I Am That, or You Are That. Was it I Am That or You Are That? I Am That, okay, and it was one of the two. All right, and so he said this. A student asked, what gets in the way of us calming our mind? Because our mind thinks 70,000 thoughts a day. That's a whole lot of thinking we do. So how do you calm your mind? So this is what he said. A student said, Ramana Maharshi said, Ramana, how do I calm my mind? He said, what stands in the way of me knowing the divine? And he shot back, your wandering mind. And it's quite normal that our mind wanders. That's what it does. It wanders. It thinks of all these things. Anyone here have to-do lists? Lots of those. I find that if I write it down, it helps me. Then I can let it go, right? And so your mind, you want to keep your mind sharp. And in Science of Mind, our founder, he was very direct in saying this. He said we should read, study, and think and meditate upon those statements that tend to calm our mind, to give poise and confidence and erase all thought of fear and tension. And that was part of our reading today. And the Buddha said, may you develop mental concentration, for whoever is mentally concentrated sees things according to reality, capital R, reality. And so the art of calming the mind, of course, is what meditation is all about. Anyone here meditate on a regular basis? It only takes, according to Abraham Hicks, 15 minutes a day. So if you can start your day, get your tea or your coffee or whatever you like to drink in the morning. For me, it's all of those. One of everything. Yes, the coffee, the tea, the water. And then I take the time every single day to calm my mind with meditation. So you want to calm the mind with meditation. The great and wonderful book written by, I'm going to see if I can pronounce his name, Ekna Eswaran. I don't know. That's right. Anyway, he suggested that we select a sacred and holy passage every day to calm our mind and to say it to yourself throughout the day so that you are calm. Because when you are calm, you are focused. So that's the first practice, is to calm our mind. And so this is what I memorized, and I wrote it down just in case I forgot. And this is from Emma. So you can pick one. There's so many. There's millions of sayings. This is what Emma Curtis Hopkins called the teacher of teachers. She said, my good is my God. In God I live and move and have my being. I am spirit, mind, wisdom, strength, and wholeness. And the I Am works inevitably through me to will and to do that which ought to be done by me. So I memorized that about 20 years ago, and I say it every day. So, to calm your mind, you might have a mantra that you could say every day to calm your mind as you go into your meditation. the Vietnamese monk Thich Nhat Hanh, and we're going to try this right now. I want you to close your eyes. This is what he said. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in this present moment, I know that this is a wonderful moment. I'm going to say it again. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. Okay, open your eyes. How does that feel? Can you feel calm in your body? It feels wonderful. And I personally love that one. And it literally gives me a peace of mind during the day. So next time you find yourself stressed out, if you ever get that way, anyone ever get stressed out in their life? Yeah. Breathing in, I am aware that I am breathing in. Just that alone, just taking time to do that. So that is the seed, to calm the mind with meditations, with a mantra, in some way, to bring your awareness to that calm. And so as we go through each of these letters, and you add them all together, you will find a powerful way to create your day. So every day, number 1 is calm your mind. Number 2, and what will help you understand number 2, which is the R, is this. Who knows what this stands for? Remembrance Day. And that's coming up when? On Wednesday. So remember what? Remember the truth. Remember who we are. And Jesus said this. I love this statement from him. I haven't heard it before, so I found it recently, and I really, really liked it. His power was that he constantly called himself to remember. He remembered who he was. This is what he said. He said, glorify thou me with the glory which I had with thee before the world was. He used to often say, the Father and I are one. So these are poetic ways of saying that at the very core of our beingness, the divine resides. And not just a little spark. Sometimes we talk about, there's this tiny little spark. So remembering who you are. And very often, I have some mala beads, which many of the monks, you may have noticed, the monks around the world, and I bet even Thich Nhat Hanh, if you can picture him, wore these beads. Why? And why would he wear them on the wrists? To remind himself in a moment-by-moment basis. Wayne Dyer, who recently passed, he said that every time he went through, he used a doorway. Every time he went, how many times do we go through a doorway? Every time you go through a doorway, you remind yourself, that's right. I am a divine being on a divine journey. You remind yourself of that. There was a story about a jeweler, and he was repairing an earring. And then as he was repairing this earring, he lost it, and it became frantic. He was looking everywhere. He was looking here. Anyone here lost an earring? Okay, guys. He lost it, so he's frantic. He's looking everywhere. He can't find it. So what does he do? He goes into the bathroom, into the washroom, and he splashes cold water on his face. And then he looks in the mirror, and he starts laughing hysterically. Because clipped on his ear was that earring that he wanted to make sure it would hold after he repaired it, right? And so he clipped it, and so he starts laughing. And so just like that, we're looking for our divinity. We're looking for it everywhere. Just go look in the mirror, and you will see your divinity. It's right there. Our divinity is always there. And so the untold search that we go on is not necessary if we understand that, So every morning for 10 minutes, I'm going to invite you I'm going to share this because I love this. Again, this is from Ernest Holmes. He has a way of doing this, and it is from This Thing Called You. How many of you read that, This Thing Called You? And he uses it in the third person, but I'm going to use it in the first person. So I want you to close your eyes, and we're going to do this practice together. There is a pattern of my being, or a real spirit of me, which is as eternal as God, as indescribable as reality, and as changeless as truth. This pattern is seeking to manifest through me. Back of it is the will and purpose of the entire universe. All the irresistible laws of being And finally it will win. It is because it is there that I have the longing to live more fully, to wake up to who I am. The feeling that life belongs to me. For there is something within me beyond all doubt, beyond all fear, something which has never been limited by my acts or destroyed by my feelings, and this is the only something that can make me whole. And that is to remember every day. All right, let's open our eyes. So we want to calm our mind, easy practice, only takes 15 minutes or less. Remember who we are. That doesn't take long. Number 3, E. What would be number 3? You're ahead of me. That's good. Okay, he's going to go back. He's ahead of me. Remember who you are. Okay, number 3, the E, is you want to enter in partnership with Spirit. What does that mean? Is that you want to have the divine as your beloved. You know, you can have, how many of you have a partner, or you have, a family, or you have a relationship somewhere with someone somewhere along the line, right? Even family members and sisters, brothers, whatever. The most important relationship that I have is with the divine. God is my partner. The divine is my boyfriend. There's a great book that's called The Divine Romance, and it's by Paramahansa Yogananda, and it says the greatest romance you will ever have is the romance with your own soul, with your own connection, with your own partnership with the divine. Number one. So we want to do that. In Mental Equivalent, in that chapter in Science of Mind, Dr. Holmes says the law is infinite and perfect, but in order to make a demonstration, we must have a mental equivalent of the thing we desire. A demonstration, he said, like anything else, in the objective life is born out of a mental concept. The mind is the fashioning factor, and according to its range, vision and positiveness will be the circumstances of our experience. So we have to be conscious of something. We want to choose to be conscious of our partnership with the divine. Isn't that great? I love that picture. There they are on the beach together. Isn't that fabulous? Can you imagine how delicious that would be? Have any of you ever sat on a beach and meditated with your partner, with your sweetheart, with your beloved? Anyone here ever do that? You have. One of us. I have not done that. But there's time. There's time to do that. So I love that. And can you imagine being with someone who also knew who they were? And then you both could look in each other's eyes and see the divine. Wouldn't that be just like the most delicious, awesome thing? There you go. So here's an example of a tangible demonstration. There were 2 salesmen that both decided to write down their goal for the year, and then they sealed it in envelope. So salesman number 1 wrote it down, put it in an envelope, and then put it away for a year. The second salesman wrote a number down, put it in a sealed envelope, put it away for a year. So a year passes. They both open their envelopes. The first one says, wow, I met my goal. I wrote down $50,000. I made my goal. The second one opens up his envelope, and he said, and he wasn't disappointed. He just had a little smile, and he said, I'm good. He said, I only reached half my goal. But his goal was $500,000. And he had reached $250,000. So it's better to shoot for a high goal and not quite make it than aim low and receive that. So we want to keep that in mind as a demonstration. So that's number 3, which is E. So we have create your day, or calm your mind, create your day by calming your mind, by getting into partnership with the divine. And next, what would be next? Do we want to guess what the A might be? It has to do with truth, to affirm the truth. And Dr. Holmes was very good at this. He said, we talk about affirmations. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about living affirmatively, to create your day positively. I just taught this to a friend, and you pre-pave your day with affirmations. You keep yourself on track by being positive. I'm going to have the best day ever. And if I said that every day, what kind of day am I going to create? The best day ever. And it can get better, right? It can get better, even better than better. Gooder than good, right? Better than better. So here's a couple of examples of, so I'm going to see how you like these. I want you to close your eyes and just hear these as powerful affirmations. Some of them are from Dr. Holmes. One is from Edwin Gaines. Here we go. There is one infinite intelligence which governs, guides, and guards me. Everything necessary to the full and complete expression of joy is now mine. I now allow myself to receive all the good that I have withheld from myself in the past. That was Edwin Gaines. I am dynamic, vibrant, and radiant health. I have plenty to spend, to share, and to spare. And the last one, there is one life, and this life is God, and this life is perfect, and this life is my life now. Who do you think said that one? Sounds kind of like Ernest Holmes, doesn't it? All right, so you want to be affirmative with life. Affirmative with life. So far we've covered calming the mind, remembering who we are in truth, entering into a partnership with the divine, and affirming the truth. And I like the colors there. Isn't that great? I'd like to have a scarf like that. Maybe a dress? A wall? That would be kind of fun. So number 5, what might number 5 be for T? He's waiting. It is to touch in with our feelings. That leads us to that T, which is touch in. Oh my goodness. Touching in with your feelings. Yeah, every day you might feel all these things. Happy, sad, crying, joyous, crabby. It's like the 7 dwarfs. Grumpy, sleepy, dopey, happy, sneezy. That was Larry back there. He was sneezy today. All right, so Dr. Holmes said this about that. He said here is an interesting thought to speculate on. If feelings and emotions acting through the avenue of consciousness can produce havoc in our lives, what would happen if the same feelings, he said, and emotions were constructively employed? What would happen if we could convert the energy of fear to faith? What would happen? And I love in Esther and Jerry Hicks' book called Ask and It Is Given, they give a scale of emotion. So here's the bottom of the scale. There's 22 levels of emotions. I know there's not 22 up here, but there's 22 levels according to Abraham Hicks. What would be at the bottom of the list? I'll tell you. Fear, grief, depression, despair, and powerlessness. Bottom of the scale. The middle of the scale might surprise you. The middle of the scale is overwhelmment. So overwhelmment is actually better than fear and grief and depression, right? And what might you guess is the top of the scale of emotions? What would be the top emotions? What do you think? Love, joy, peace, empowerment, freedom, and appreciation and gratitude. We have our gratitude circle. When you are grateful for something, you're not depressed. And you're not thinking about how awful life is and how unfair it is. You are focused on what is well. So that's very, very powerful. And they suggest that if we are going through a challenge during our day, that we move ourselves up the emotional scale. So if you're feeling really fearful, then you can move up to, they even said anger. Anger is better than depression because some movement is happening, or overwhelming, and then you go to peace. All right. They said the thing that matters most is that you consciously reach for a better feeling thought. So during the course of your day, you want to touch in with that. So we have the C for calm the mind. Who remembers R? Remember. Okay. And then what was E? Enter into partnership. F? Nope, there's no F. That's a new one I invented. Blonde has to learn how to spell. Affirmative. C-R-E-A-T. Okay. Right. And the last one for today is, and a lot of us, myself included, we don't do this very well sometimes. And E stands for expect the best. Some of us have negative, I call it futurizing. Yesterday I was teaching a class at the Wellness Festival, and I talked about futurizing. Anyone ever do negative futurizing? Oh my God, I'm going to starve to death. There's not enough money in my account. Oh my gosh, I was over dancing and I hurt my knee, so I'll never walk again. That's negative futurizing, right? So what would happen instead is say, oh, this is just a temporary little blip, and it's going to get better. And guess what? It's going to get better because your thoughts are powerful. Thoughts are things, and they're creative. So you want to expect the best. Little Johnny was watching his mother. Some of you may remember cold cream. And the mother was putting cold cream on her face. And little Johnny said, Mommy, why are you putting that cold cream on your face? And she said, well, because I'm trying to look more beautiful. I would like to be more beautiful, and I'm putting the cold cream on my face to look more beautiful. And then as he watched her, she took a towel, a cloth, and wiped it off, and he said, Mommy, are you giving up so soon? So do we give up? How soon do we give up when we claim our good? We make a declarative statement or an affirmation or affirmative living. We practice these, all of these, and then we give up. You never give up. You never give up. You never give up. You keep on keeping on. Dr. Holmes, one of my favorite passages from Science of Mind is this. He says, stay with the one and never deviate from it. Never leave it for one moment, he said. Nothing else can equal this attitude. To desert the truth in the hour of need is to prove that we do not know the truth. Isn't that powerful? When things look the worst, that is the supreme moment to demonstrate to ourselves that there are no obstructions to the operation of truth. When things look the worst is the best time to work. The most satisfying time is when you need to paint your house and it looks really bad and you paint it, right? You hang in there. The person who can throw himself or herself with a complete abandon into the limitless sea of receptivity, having cut loose all apparent moorings, is the one who will always receive the greatest reward. He said, never let anything cause you to doubt your ability to demonstrate this truth, the truth of God, the truth of life. Conceive of your word as being the thing and see the desire as an already accomplished fact. So let's do that right now. I want you to think of something in your life that you would like to see shift or change into a better place. It could be health, it could be prosperity, it could be a relationship, it could be the weather. I like the sun, it was shining this morning. Did anyone notice that?
Still is.
It still is. It's always shining. Rain or shine, we are divine. It's always shining out there. All right, so think of something right now. Bring it to mind that you would like to shift into a better feeling place. Bring it to mind, and I want you to now imagine, use your Imagineering to expect the best possible result. The best, you're expecting the best. You're seeing the best, you're expecting the best. It is the most amazing result. Persistently and determinedly expect the best in every situation, and it cannot help but manifest. That's the way it is, period. So practice, practice, practice. You practice, 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 practice. Calming the mind, remembering who you are, entering into the partnership with the divine, affirming truth, touching in with your feelings, feel it, and expecting the best. And all of these practices create your day. It is not difficult. It does not take a lot of time, but is powerful. And so I invite all of you every single day. And as you do this, you will remove blocks. You will live in the flow. You will deepen to higher truths. You will recognize the truth of who you are. You will move into fulfillment, and you will live the art and science of spirituality every day. And because last week, one of our members asked me to do some clearing statements, we're going to do a couple clearing statements. So you ready? So anywhere in me, all you have to all do is say yes. I had lots of fun yesterday with this. I had a group of new students, and they were just into the yes. They were just playing. We had lots of fun, didn't we? All right, so anywhere in me where I am not allowing myself to create a fabulous day? Am I willing now to release and uncreate blocks to that times a godzillion?
Yes.
Anywhere in me where I'm not calming my mind, am I willing to destroy and uncreate any stress in my life times a godzillion?
Yes.
Anywhere in me where I'm not remembering who I am in every moment, am I willing to release my forgetfulness times a godzillion?
Yes.
Anywhere in me where I am not entering partnership, where I'm putting other things, my busyness, my job, my relationship, my dog or cat, where I put anything else in front of my relationship with the divine. Anywhere where I'm blocking my partnership with God, am I willing to release and uncreate that times a godzillion?
Yes.
Anywhere where I'm not affirming the truth, am I willing to uncreate that times a godzillion?
Yes.
Anywhere where I'm not feeling good, anywhere where I'm not feeling good, am I willing to release that feeling of not good?
Yes.
Anywhere where I'm not expecting the best, am I willing to release and uncreate any place where I'm negative?
Yes.
Am I willing to learn and practice these principles?
Yes.
That was a little bit.
Yes.
Like we did yesterday. All right, so it must be and it will be so. All right, so let's just bring to a close. Very brief treatment. Will you play the angel wings? I love this, and we'll do a very brief treatment just to anchor this all in. So just taking a moment now on this beautiful winter's almost, it feels almost like winter, snow in the cook. And taking a moment to recognize there is one power, there is one presence, there is one life, and that is the life of God. The life of spirit, the life of source, whatever name we want to call it. And it is everywhere present. It fills all time, all space, all place, in the universe upon universe upon universe, forever expanding. The allness of God, everywhere present. I love that. I know that I am one with that presence. I am one with the divine. I am made in the image and likeness of that. It is in me, as me, in every cell and fiber and thought and word and action as I create my day. And I speak my word that I do indeed practice, practice, practice this acronym called Create Your Day. Create my day. I choose every morning, afternoon, evening, whenever the time that I pick or choose to be and experience this, I calm my mind. I remember who I am. I enter into a divine partnership, the divine romance with my soul, with the divine as me. I affirm truth. I touch in with my feelings by imagineering myself there. And I expect the best every day and in every way. I choose this. And anywhere where I'm not allowing myself, I release that times a godzillion. And I give thanks. Thank you. Thank you, Infinite Spirit, for these reminders. You all know this. This is just a reminder. And I am so grateful for this center for spiritual living, for all of our centers, for these words, for these people that are here today. For every one of us pours our awareness and our consciousness into the living stream of God that is a living blessing to this planet and beyond. And so I give thanks for that. Thanks for this treatment, Frank. Thanks for these words as I release this into the law of mind that always says yes. And we anchor that in consciousness by saying together, and so it is.